Is what up? All right. Got a group of military people out there. I'm gonna take their order in a minute. I just gotta finish up this little to-go order real quick. Hold it down, friends. Sorry, friends, from time to time I'm gonna have to step away, so then you know now. Smells so good. I'll be right with you. Let's get it. Everybody gonna eat, B. do this. Every day. And now for my next trip. Let's get it. Morning, everybody. Let's go. All right, friends. We gotta cut some cilantro. I'm gonna add that to our onion cilantro mix. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hope everyone's having a blessed morning so far. Afternoon, I guess. Getting the good knife out so we can get to chopping the. Actually, we're not chopping, we're slicing this much. Very thin. You need a very heavy, sharp knife. Get just the thing. Is that a good, you guys can see what's going on down here in the bottom? Alright. I'll try this at home, friends. Eddie, what up? I like it really. It's honestly, it's a nice heavy knife. The handle's really good. The blade itself is very thin and light. It's like perfect. I use this for cutting all the carnitas. Literally, I use it for cutting meat and chopping cilantro. That's it. I still have my, you know, my santoku that I use for all my other vegetables. That's a good start. That's a pretty good cut, honestly. Check it out.
Would you like some borscht?
Looks good. Ooh, ah. Grab back to the chicken this table and see if there's anything out there. We can fit up to 25 seats in the restaurant. Yeah, it's 1,400 square feet is how big the restaurant is.
Somebody walked in.
About to get a little hot right now. red salsa, which is the Japanese peppers, and then the other one is our spicy salsa. It has habaneros, serranos, chilies de arco, a little bit of everything actually. Little guacamole action right there. So we got El Pastor, carnitas, chicken, and mole. Chicken mole. Regular chicken and mole, and then the rest of these are all El Pastor. So we got diced pork with pineapple, pulled pork, chicken thigh, and then chicken thigh with mole. Hi, Phil, how are you? Thank you so much. We don't use cacao for the mole. We use a bida hot chocolate tablet. Right, bring it on down. Burrito, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We gotta care what we do, you know what I mean? So the carnitas only gets red salsa, the steak al pastor, and chicken get red and green. Mole doesn't get any salsa because the mole is the salsa. If they want to add it, they can do it on their own. But as is, it stands alone. Very, very good. I want the color of the pineapple foodie. These pineapples are super sweet from Hawaii. So even if they look white, you trust me, they're super sweet. Let's see what else. got carnitas. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch it. Carnitas. Chicken, I mean. And then mole. This is a 3 al pastor taco plate. 2 ounces of meat in every taco. 6 ounce tortilla. I think it's cilantro, red and green. Peanut. Peach. Be right back. How's everybody doing today? Everybody good? Chilling? Been a pretty consistent day so far. Put you up there. That makes sense. Let's do that. I'm gonna analyze everything real quick. We did a really good job yesterday with prep. So now we're just working on filling the shelves with the empty spots and making sure we have enough prep to get through for the weekend and not run out of anything. That's the goal. You guys want to see the cakes? We're selling a lot of cakes. I guarantee this will be gone by Saturday. You got six white, nine white red tres leches cake, 5 strawberry, 6 red, and 6 pumpkin. So just gotta make sure those bad boys stay full. Like I said, I'm gonna make another 30 cakes tomorrow, And they should be ready by Saturday so that we don't sell out on Sunday. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is guacamole. Let me clean up this area real quick, and then we'll get that. Get it going. So I'm gonna use this cilantro. No, I'm not. Hey, yo. We average about 10 a week. We're gonna, maybe more, actually. Lady Bud, what up? How are you? Sorry, I'm just getting everything acclimated real quick, friends. Just give me a second. Get a couple tools before I do this. I gotta use the good knife to cut avocados. It's crazy. Boss hog. Unfortunately, we don't make sandwiches, my friend. My friend. I'll make you burrito or tacos. Amanda Davis, go, come in. Alright, we're making guacamole from scratch. So the rule of thumb is, if you're at home making guacamole, 3 avocados, 1 lime, 1 tablespoon of salt. Pepper. And then we're gonna add the onion cilantro that we have on the line. But onion cilantro if you want to do. So a one-time batch for us in the restaurant, Crazy Gorilla, what up? Is 15 avocados. And we make this pretty much every day or every other day. It just depends on, honestly, the avocado itself, if it's ripe enough. We've gotten it down pretty good to a point where we don't need to. We just buy the avocado twice a week and we rotate it properly. That's the best way to say it. So that, because right now a lot of avocados are under ripe and they're just selling them for super cheap, like $30 a case. But you gotta like handle the process of it. But it's all good. Easy money, friend. You ready? Okay. Let me get a soda. Yeah. Tell LaCroix to hit me up. I'm drinking every day. Alright, friends. Easy money. So you want to cut through the avocado and then rotate the blade around the seed. Now, sometimes when there's oxidation and stuff, we'll clean all that up, right? We'll make sure we're not gonna. Then I take the bottom end of my knife, I hit it in there, and I twist. Then I use my thumb to pop it. One down. Sometimes when they're really, that's why I'm going in like this instead of like this. You don't want to get that avocado, man. End up in the hospital. How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And if they're like that,
I'm not sure how to start creating money.
look at this one. This is a perfect example. Look at it. Look at how, you know, it's not the prettiest avocado in the ball, but look, it's the most perfect one that we have so far. Black Swan right there.
Explore new ways to change your music with Spotify Premium. Smart Shuffle adds recommendations into your playlist to show you new sounds. Or you can make music a shared experience when you host a jam, where you and your friends can add songs and listening together. Tap the banner to learn more.
One more, right? I'll triple. That's it. Alright. The trick is to get yourself starting with what up. Pasta spoon is like your best friend, okay? I'm gonna show you why. Avocado. Pasta spoon. If I get right, look at that. See that? Look at this. Right? And then if it's like not good right there, you see I'll try to get what I can out of it. And then I even check the back end and make sure it's good. But this part I don't want to do. Not a Chipotle commercial. We should do this. We don't brag about doing it. Guacamole. And I'm factoring in my brain, like, you know, I probably remove like 2 avocados, so I'm gonna add 2 more. The part has to be 15 minutes said and done in order for the recipe to like balance itself out with the seasonings. I feel like the biggest excuse in a kitchen is like when people work messy and they leave shit everywhere and they just walk. Like, that's not an excuse. You could literally work clean in an area in your station and still be able to, like, you know, handle business. All right. Nice. All right. Avocados, just cut it right down the middle. I mean, lines, no. 5 lines. Make sure they're right. This one, give me a second. MK Ultra. Give me some choncho. That's your boy Javier. All right, here we go. You ready? Okay, there you go. So I like to add the lime juice first, the acidity, to really soften up those avocados when I muddle them. A lot of people use bean smashers. My wife, everyone does it, Kiko. But this is, like, in my personal opinion, this is way better. It's got a lot of pounds of pressure. It breaks everything down, and you don't have like pockets of pieces of avocados that are not seasoned correctly. Delicioso, thank you so much. All right. So the trick is to try to muddle it from the inside of the avocado, from this side, not this side. Because if you do it this side, it's gonna slide around and smash. Obviously, there are gonna be some pieces. Liam, what up? How are you doing? Yeah, so you always want to make sure that you're smashing it from the inside of the avocado. And I'll show you right now. And I'm not even, like, honestly, I'm not even putting a lot of pressure. Like, I'm using like these these fingers to just put a little bit and smash it. The goal is to honestly smash every avocado a little bit, muddle it down just a little bit, and then come back to it. So the way that I like to do is I like to go from this way to this way, coast to coast, and just muddle everything down, break it down. And then we're gonna, as we're breaking it down, this is not, I don't like it. All right. Because if you do it the other way, it's just harder to smash, and it makes a mess. Once I get it all smashed up, I'll be a lot more aggressive with it, but I'm just really trying to focus on smashing those avocados first, muddling down a little bit. See, when it goes backwards, it's just harder to smash. Let's go this way. Okay. So for the most part, they're pretty broken down already. I don't like potato mash. It's inconsistent. Okay, so now that it's muddled down a little bit, what I like to do is I like to mix it like a whisk, right? And just try to break down any more of those excess avocados. And you can really see the ones that stand out that are really chunky and still need to be muddled down. And then I'll start really getting these pieces down. I'm gonna just show you through the salt and pepper seasoning. So season it coast to coast. I want everyone to see this. So with the pepper, always salt pepper ratio is more double the salt to the pepper. So if it's a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of pepper. Toads, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So season coast to coast. And I can see the salt on the avocado. Remember, the avocados are very dense. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with pepper. Okay. And then I'm gonna mix it up.
From the makers of the Vancouver Fall Getaway comes a very Vancouver Christmas. A heartwarming fairy tale starring you. Get ready to laugh, love, and drink hot apple cider while suspended 230 feet over a rainforest canyon. Go from mountaintops and Christmas markets to bustling skating rinks and magical Michelin-starred restaurants. A very Vancouver Christmas. How clever. Visit VancouverForTheHolidays.com.
This is like 4 ounces of
There's saving for
cilantro.
retirement, and then there's living in it. At Fidelity, we can help you make that transition. And whatever comes
Remember,
next,
this is a big batch of guacamole.
personalized income plan.
So this is 8 ounces of onions and cilantro, and I mixed it up.
Investing insights to help you make your savings last. Ready to take on retirement? Get started at Fidelity.com/income planning.
And then since the onions and cilantro are adding more depth to the guacamole, I'm gonna do one more roll of salt, and then we're gonna taste it. and see what we see. That's really good. show you how I start right now. All right, friends. I appreciate that toast, though. Are you gonna make it spicy? No, we don't make it spicy. It's more of like a savory, salty. We can make it spicy, but we tend not to. We have a chili. We have a chips and queso that's really spicy. All right. Say what you want. I'm telling you right now, look, I've been working the service industry a long time. This tool is so much better than a bean smasher. The bean smasher is inconsistent. The width of the wires. Okay. Here's a different type of bean. That has holes in it, right? There's no holes in this. So when you smash, nothing's gonna escape. There's things that are gonna escape. I don't know why that's so complicated. All right, guacamole goes in a 6-pan. So anything we prep or make, it goes right into what's called a line ready pan, so that when the pan runs out, we just swap it out with a new pan that's completely full, up to like the respectable fill line. The reason why we do that is to prevent improper rotation, FIFO, and to just keep the quality fresh. It keeps our accountability better. All right, here we go. So this is gonna go up to that fill line point. This is money right here. We turn the water heater out and the water lays the pot. This. I'm gonna show you guys the trick that I use too with guacamole. Friendly reminder. What was the question? I'm sorry. All right, Liam, thank you. It's called Sugar Bones Tacos. We're located in Lakewood, Washington. We do Mexican burritos, quesadillas, fries, nachos, appetizers, desserts, all that good jazz. gonna give you guys some game real quick on avocados and guacamole. Okay. So guacamole and avocados. Anytime they hit air, oxidation turns them brown fast. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. That just means that they're starting to dry out a little bit. So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna put a patty paper over the top of it. You guys can see it, right? But do you see all these little bubbles right here? These are all pockets of air. Anywhere where there's space, the guacamole is gonna actually, it's gonna turn inside of it. It's gonna turn brown in there. So my trick is we gotta take all that air out. We gotta separate that air. The only way to do that is to pound this bad boy. Alright? Let's check out it. Look, we're looking at it now. As you can see, it starts to get down to the bottom. You're not seeing that many pockets of air. I'm gonna do it a couple more times. See that? And then I'll replastic it too, to make sure that there's no air at the bottom of the guacamole. I'm gonna put this one on the line right away, and then this one I'll put in the cooler. But I'm gonna keep it wrapped until I sell it over. Label it, cover it, label date. Cover it, label it, date it, store it under refrigeration. All right, friends. Here we go. I got a couple orders I gotta do. As soon as I find my selfie stick, we can rock it out together. All right. Thank you for the sticker. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. God bless you guys. Chips and salsa has been like our #1 appetizer today for some reason. That's what I'm gonna store in the cooler. I'm running the front too.
what you need to make your holidays easier. We offer change each week. Don't miss out. Shop our holiday deals online or in store. Sincerely, Albertsons.
I worked for a lot of corporate restaurants for a long time. I ran a lot of corporate restaurants for a long time. The Cheesecake Factory, Maggiano's, Denny's. And then when the pandemic hit, I lost all my staff. I lost my managers in Tacoma. And my GM gave me his notice, and my wife and I were looking to make tacos, so we started selling tacos out of our backyard while I was still running the Cheesecake Factory. And it took off, and we never looked back. That was 4 years ago. Sometimes where we think we'll end up is not where we end up. You know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna work on 9 tacos real quick. We have 3 steak and 6 carnitas. It's a lot of work, you know? I just sorry, I'm like for a second it was too hot. We do sometimes. We definitely get a lot of traffic from golfing. It just depends on the day, you know what I mean? Everything's different. We do 0 advertising. We don't pay for any ads on any platforms. This is all organic. All organic. We're not saying like that's the way to go, that's the way to do it. We're just saying this is how we built our rep off just like really listening to the feedback, taking care of the community. That's it. We're not, you know, we're not out there blasting videos. Come check us out every day. We're just doing our thing. But we definitely, you know, we obviously we monitor our sales and growth and all that stuff. We're not just like flying blind. But we just feel like our core foundation is this, and we've definitely embraced it. For rings, underlay. Chef, yes, chef. It happens. Red salsa. Probably red salsa. Green salsa. Your steak. Got new bags, finally. Let's get it. What up, Cassandra? How are you? Let's go. It don't stop, it don't stop. All right, we're good for a second. Hey. Sorry, let me read everything. 4 rings, Phil. Sandra, thank you. Hello, how are you? I hope everyone's enjoying themselves today. We've been rocking and rolling for a while now. For sure, we're going to be streaming tonight, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know. I don't think you all understand how much, how big of an impact the live stream has been. It's literally like 20 times the viewership and everything since we started live streaming in the beginning of this month. Last month, if everyone, I'm guessing there's a lot of new people here. So last month we did a 31-day streaming challenge. and we did it on the laptop, which is wider for desktops, for other iPads. But this month we're focusing really on live streaming just on the phone, and it's definitely at an advantage. We do have all these cameras hooked up, so once we get it all figured out where we can do it this way, vertical on the computer, we'll definitely switch over. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, just hang out. We have a great community of people who respect each other. We're all adults here. We just want to be professional through and through, whether it be the live stream, the restaurant, at home. We use Riceland brand rice out of Restaurant Depot. $22 for 50 pounds right here. We go through about 3 bags of that a week, 150 pounds. Pretty cheap. And it's good quality brand. They wash it. You can get some generic brands, but the Riceland brand is for sure like reputable. Any other questions about the restaurant, food quality, products that we use, hours of operation? I'm here. We don't need to make a video. We'll talk right here live. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to clean this grill a little bit. That is a lot. And we opened. What's crazy is that we opened during the pandemic, and we definitely felt like I felt product issues when I worked for the Cheesecake Factory. And you got to think about this perspective-wise. The cheesecake that I ran here in Washington, we did about $9 million a year, and then we cut all of our staff. So we were still trying to do $9 million a year with minimal staff, and the quality of food was not the best because of how we were getting it shipped in. And also, we were getting frozen products that we would never serve frozen. Like, here's a good example, right? Like, In-N-Out prides themselves on being like fresh ground beef. Fresh beef. A tick, what up? Thank you. Appreciate the love. I don't know you enough to love you. But I appreciate it. So basically, everyone had to deal with. We're in Lakewood, Washington. Sorry, Lakewood, Washington. Sugar Bones Tacos is what the restaurant's called. I got love for you. Yeah, that's all good. Thank you, though. Oh, but what I was saying was that we were getting we would normally go through, normal standards, we'd go through probably about 25 cases of chicken a week, all different types of chicken, tenders, breast, thighs, semi-boneless, joint in, all this crazy stuff, ground chicken. But when the pandemic hit, we would get everything in frozen, so we had to create a system to pull chicken frozen out of cart and literally shelf it down as it thaws. And it was just system was just giving us inferior product. And when we opened our own restaurant during the pandemic, I remember literally buying all the rice off the shelf because they would not sell 50-pound bags of rice anywhere. And we made do what we got, but we definitely trial and errored a lot of different products. So we're at a point now where we can get things consistently and we don't have any issues or hiccups. India, wow. Thank you so much. Is it your first time on the live, Niantic? Thank you. I'm gonna go check on this table real quick. I'll be right back. I appreciate the love. That's awesome. Thank you from India. Yeah, India, United States, India is number 2, and then Mexico for the geography of the amount of people that watch me, the most people. So India's tight, dude. I would love to go sell some food in those stalls. Yeah, that's awesome, honestly. I get a lot of support, man. That's great. What do you do? What do you do in India? You work in the service industry? Yeah, please do. You know, we're 4 years into our lease right now. You know, we're hoping, God willing, we'll be able to renew our lease at a reasonable price. But they sold the building, so we might have to look for a bigger location, to be honest with you. But trust me, everyone will be in the loop when it happens. I don't think I'll ever give up this, the brand. You know, if you just let the water do its thing on the flat grill, it's so much easier to clean. I feel like a lot of times we rush it and we try to get it out and knock it out right away. But if you just take your time, let the water do its thing, it's not that hard of a scrub when it comes down to it. Probably clean the grill about 4 or 5 times a day. No holds barred. You need a giant ice cube. We don't have an ice machine, so we buy ice by the bag. So everybody sees the videos like ice cubes, lime juice. These are the only 2 things you need. This little mesh square. Yeah, well, no, we make stuff in the saute pan too. We'll do shrimp, mole, esquite, which is, you know, the Mexican corn. Chorizo we cook. What else do we cook over there? We use everything, honestly. All the tools that we have in here. I mean, all the equipment we have in here. The flat grill, the fryer, the stove top, which is saute station. And then we do some cold items too. I just use oil and water, so. Okay, we got a ticket too. Alia Sayuker. Hello, how are you? That sounds like a pretty big order. Sounds like we about to be busy, baby. There you go. I'm gonna knock this grill out real quick, and then we're gonna take on that order if that's okay with you guys. Oh yeah, that's a big order. Check it out. So we got a Cali burrito, 2, 4, 5, 6 Cali burritos, a quesadilla, and a chips and queso. And they want that ready in 15 minutes. Circular motion. Actually, before I start this, I'm just gonna drop the 5 pounds. Yeah, it's 1:30 p.m. What is what? This right here is a flat grill. This tool, it's a grill cleaner. Ticket comes in, the phone rings, and the doorbell goes off. All in unison. It's enough, man. You're about to see 6 of them, Matt boys. We're actually not interested right now. If you want to email us any gmail.com. That's the only way that we handle business. We're not doing anything over the phone. You have to send us something through email. We can kind of conversate there. No, actually, we thought about doing business with Groupon, and we're good on that. Thank you. We're just not interested. We'd rather just do it on our own and not have somebody else take a percentage of it. I know how Groupon works. I know how these purchase packages. I'm just not interested. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. All right. Try to be nice, yeah. Nice and seasoned. No, I have staff members. And are full. No, I have a lot of staff. I have staff members and stuff, but it just depends on the day. You know, my wife goes to school during the week, and then I have a couple other people that work mostly at nighttime or on the busier days, where I really do need the support because I need to. I can do this myself, you know? All right. First thing we're gonna do, let's get this quesadilla knocked out. A trick that I like to do is like these burritos have a little lip on the plastic. We got to tear that plastic completely out because we don't want to mess with the integrity of the burrito itself. You know what I mean? All right. So the flat grill is going to be a little bit hotter. I mean, colder than it needs to be because you know we cooled it down, we cleaned it. So I'm just gonna get this cheese going in here and let it naturally do its thing. And while that temperature reaches up, I have a chips and queso on there too. I'm gonna work on that. I still have the chips. Fries get salt and sugar. It's better to season them as soon as they come out of the fryer because then that seasoning can stick to it. But mind you, we did blanch these in salt and sugar. Pretty good. This is where all the magic's gonna happen on this side. So hot. I'm trying to hold it. Our chips and queso appetizer, cheese sauce, serranos, and a smoky paprika on top. Almost like a hot dog stand fry, you know what I mean? Let's get it. All right. The trick with the quesadilla is to spread it all, cut that halfway point, and then spread the chicken out to the edge of the tortilla, right? So that when you fold over, you already have it all there. Now we're just melting it together. We're not playing with our food. You know what I mean? All right, friends, here we go. Let's do 3 at a time. All right. And I'm gonna build them all in one shot. Make sure the grill's a little. We got one steak. All right, 1 steak, 2 chicken. This one's gonna be no wings. Regular foodie. Come closer, please. I think I broke my selfie stick. I'm sorry. Get another one. Here we go. I'll switch to the selfie. Red and green salsa on everything. Okay. Papas fritas. Alright, here we go. Give my steak, Cali, with no onions. Let's give me my chicken, Cali, regular. Come on, what are we doing over here? These Al Pastor ones, they're going to get pineapple to finish off. Al Pastor calories, 210. I know you guys want to see what we're working with here. That's inside of a burrito. Steak, cheese, beans, rice, fries. They don't want no cilantro here. Ready green salsa. Liquid gold. Another day. And then we have this quesadilla right here. Quesadilla for you. No AI. guacamole. This thing is heavy.
Did you let it on the top rope?
Sorry, friends. Hope everybody's good. We're just accommodating somebody with an allergy real quick. That's part of that group. It's all good. Alrighty. All right, friends, sorry about that. We're back. Big order. We already hit, we're right around $600 in sales for the day. And it's still, Thursday nights are pretty busy, so we're just making sure we have enough product to get through. That's it. That's it. That was a good order though. 6 burritos. So I'm gonna read some of these messages real quick. Nothing really. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Cool. All right, so we're at, I thought it was an hour 39, but we've been grinding for a long time. All right, friends. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back on at 5 o'clock. So if you like what you see, tune in tonight. We're gonna be very busy. We've been extremely busy this whole month already. I think we're already beating our projected sales by 30%. So we're on track to do some serious numbers. So I want to make sure everything's set up, reset, good for the nighttime. Work on a couple other prep items. You know, it's just me by myself, so I'm gonna make sure the front's good, sweep, wipe all the tables down again, and just get ready for this nighttime shift. The majority of our sales right now in Lakewood range from 5 p.m. on is when we really start to feel like pressure from the business and the flow. So that's where we want to get like the meat and potatoes of our live streams and our recording, and really just bring what we do, a full functioning restaurant when it's busy at its high capacity with all the systems in place and everyone in their roles. It really makes it flow super good. But on that note, I'll talk to you all later on. I'll see you all at 5. Subscribe, like, all that good jazz. Thank you. Sounds good. Bye.